Yo, I'm back with another video and a new part of the foaming tutorials. This time it's only one run and not really multiple views like on Capital, as I think the foaming doesn't really change too much. The builds are still the same as in Eclipse Foam as our standard build and Future Foam, and optional a full healer which you could use on boss, and will be in the description as well. If you want to join us for legendaries, remember every Saturday at 12 PM UTC we have community runs of the faster variety, and every Sunday at 1 PM we do have some casual legendary community runs as well. Everyone is welcome as long as they play on PC. You don't need a specific level or build. If you want to learn more about it, just want to hang out or have some questions, just hop on my stream over at Twitch. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream. Alright, for the first part we want to have 3 strikers for pretty much the whole run. I'll be running my standard form mostly, and if I change it, I'll let you know. For the first room, I will have an overcharge ready, and I usually try to target the left drone, which is usually always a red, so you see her there, and send the second form over to the right side, and if the medic jumps down, he's not formed, I'll reform him. After that, I can try to put some Scorpio on if needed, and get ready for the second spawn. I want to make them jump over a bit, just so everyone is basically outside the spawn before I foam them, so they don't get foamed behind, which we will see here. The foam spreads and they get foamed behind, so we can't really do anything. And yeah, I can throw a sledge grenade if I want to. And pretty much now I'm just waiting. I don't want to waste my foams, like always, saving foams is the most important thing. And my teammates got it, so I don't need to foam anything. Alright, second room. Pretty simple. We want to have at least 2 EMPs for the 2 mini tanks. And what I want to do is I want to search either middle group and just foam in the middle. For creeping, they have to spread it. I'll throw my hive somewhere in the beginning. The teammates will EMP the mini tanks. I can Scorpio because, like you see here, the shock will spread as well, so that's great. And after a few kills, I get ready for the respawn in the left. I want to foam them mainly because the sniper is going to run away if we don't foam him, and he will hide in the next room, which is a bit annoying because it will keep us in combat, but it can work out anyway. For here, the first thing is I want to foam the snipers, and then I foam in the group. And what you see me do here is I try to, whenever I foamed most stuff, I try to put Scorpio on some higher enemies just to make the spreading easier. I'll foam the first respawn with the drones especially, and here I pick up my hive, but I could have just destroyed it, so that was not the play, but it's fine. Like you see me doing here is I tried to reform the second spawn, but I was a bit off. And what you see me do here is I get ready to foam, but if I see my teammates will kill them anyway, I won't foam just to save more foam. Since I'm already on 5 foams, and if something goes wrong, it will be a mess. So for here, I try to foam the first ads on the left, after my teammates ran in a bit, and then the second spawn on the right. I drop my hive just if someone gets hit, and what I can do here is crossbow the dogs. However, like you see on the sniper dog, the dog is dead before my crossbow actually explodes. And that's kinda it. We split up for the choppers here, so what I will do is I will foam the left chopper, just so my teammate gets 10% bonus from the survivalist and status affected enemies. I will throw my hive here, and I will throw 2 sledge out. What that means is if the enemies touch the floor, which they realistically won't, they will be sledged, but otherwise just gets them fire for more bonus damage, and I will run over to the next area because my teammates will be able to deal with those enemies by themselves. They don't need me here, and I can just get ready to go in the next area. The main reason why I stay here is so you can see the blue line, that's the checkpoint. If I cross that, all my teammates can fast travel. So can I, like you see me doing here. You can either fast travel on the mission or onto a random teammate, and we all will get to the same point, and we save a bit of running basically. That's why we do that. I try to form the first group here. Especially the sniper can really mess with you. I can drop the hive and my teammates lose some damage, get some damage, but I'm not really worried. A second form for the group here, and since my team is a bit behind, I can put some Scorpio on the enemies, and that's kinda it. Alright, for this room, I try to foam in the back. I don't want to foam the first two enemies because they're red and purple, so they will die fast. And I'd rather focus on foaming in the back the snipers. This room is a big problem with foam because everything spawns so far apart. So I'm basically just trying to foam as little as possible. And something like this spawn here is really nice to foam, but I'm just trying to save as much foam as I can. Just to make it through the room. Like you see here, I ran out of foam. But we got through it in the end. That's a big problem here. It's just everything is super far apart. And that will be a really big problem. For this room, I like to overcharge early. I foam once on the mini tank group and once in the back. That will get pretty much everyone in the group. I let my hive charge up a bit and drop it right next to me where teammates will stay. And usually one will push up. What I do here is, like in the first room, I'm waiting for them to jump over. Just so I can foam most of them in the room and not behind the wall. And then it's just basically running up, putting Scorpio out a bit, dropping my hive whenever I see my teammates need it. And that's kinda it for that part. For the next room, you'll see me swap to the FI. So FI with a setup. Since I call this the AFK room, and especially as a foamer, you will not do a lot here. So what I do here in this room is I basically take some time to recharge all my foams, and I will put some Scorpio or just some opportunistic on enemies and basically provide my teammates the FI buff while just standing here. The priority will always be the Chunga, so in the first wave basically there's a Chunga. That should be my priority, and the second wave is pretty much, yeah, I'm not really doing anything here. If your teammates struggle with it, you can foam the chopper right as the minis come out, just to give the teammates like even a bigger buff, but usually you don't need it. What you can do here, like I do, is put opportunistic on, but realistically it's not needed. So for the third wave of choppers, what you see me do here is I'll put a sledge on the chopper. If you do that, the enemies will be sledged as soon as they come out pretty much. Just because Broken has a Chunga alone, and then I'll just put some opportunistic on the enemies. That guy's running, so we foam him. And that's kinda it. And I'll go back to my standard foam with Creeping Death and Eclipse. And the next room is pretty simple as well. I try to keep my foams to a minimum here, just because I will swap off foam for the next room. So basically the less foam I use here, the less the waiting time will be. I'll foam in the center, there's usually one drone. There's two drones in the room and they are our priority targets. So I try to foam at least one of them, and that will usually spread pretty well. Here I tried to re-foam the spawn, but it didn't get foamed, so happens. And that's pretty much the room done. I put in this clip from a recent duo speedrun of Broken and mine, where I want to show the Negotiator variant. I'm running Bloody Knuckles and Cheska, and what I do is I proc Bloody Knuckles. I mark every dog with Negotiator and then just transfer the crit, while Broken oxys the left spawn. I'm making sure to focus on the left spawn so every dog spawns there, and yeah, you will need the chest and the backpack of Negotiator for that, but that's a pretty fast and clean way. Alright, for the second to last room, that's pretty simple. All I want to do is I want to form the big group on the right, and right after I'm gonna try and form one guy on the left that will spread on kill, and then it's just basically reacting. If someone runs out of foam or needs a foam, I'll help out. I got my foam ready for the respawn. Like with all the other respawns, I want to make sure to let them jump over first, just to make no one stuck behind the wall. And that's kinda it. I will swap back to FI, Creeping Death for the boss. You can go full FI, so FI with healer, with healing cam and opportunistic. I prefer this just because it's a bit faster and it allows me to foam some enemies, especially on the boat. And yeah, We'll just set up here in the beginning. I drop my hive. I try to farm the boat. There is drones, which we don't really need to worry about because the actual drones can't fly off the boat, so they can't really do anything to you. When we have the first Marauder, I'll try to put Scorpio on it. If you have Opportunistic, that will give you an extra buff, but usually Scorpio just will be fine. And like you'll see me soon, when the first Marauder is down, I usually prefer to overcharge, just to give my teammates their stickies back. If you had a teammate die, he can get his revive hive back or something like that. And I get a strong foam, which I can put on the boat, just to make killing those adds a bit easier. When I have a few charges back on my hive, like always, I will drop it in the group. And yeah, you see me here failing to form the boat a few times, which is why I always save my foam. And then it's pretty much just clearing. We split up a lot here, so we have Broken in this case running left, we have Ronin Hutcher running right. Because all the respawns are pretty much only red enemies that are really easy to kill, and they don't really need a foam there. Then we have that chopper coming in the back. Don't really need to foam them here, but you see me for the respawn looking to a specific spot. If we all look there, we can force them there, and that's the easiest spawn. Same as before, I want to let them jump over, so I can pretty much get them all. And then it's only the Chunga. If I'm bored, I can try to crossbow him, which I did in this case. Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't matter too much, and that's the end of the mission.